Hello everyone and welcome back to the TCE channel. Now today we want to discuss an interesting topic that's appeared in the news only recently. So we decided to write a full detailed article on our TCE website. Now before we get started, here's a quick reminder to make sure that you can like, subscribe and follow us on all of our social media platforms so you can stay up to date with what's happening in the TRNC. Recently in the news, we read that there are several EU countries who've started reintroducing these border controls within their Schengen area. So countries like Austria, Germany and France, they're tightening their borders due to what they say are security and migration concerns. So much for freedom of movement, huh? Anyway, so this made us wonder, should we in the TRNC reconsider our open border policy with the Greek Cypriot South? So let's delve into this topic together. As many of you know, we have open border crossings along the Green Line. Now this separates us Turkish Cypriots from the Greek South. Now people cross back and forth every day. Greek Cypriots often come to the north to buy more affordable petrol, cigarettes, and of course to enjoy our beautiful beaches and hospitality. And yes, some Turkish Cypriots also cross over to the south. But here's a valid question we thought was worth asking. Who actually benefits more from these open borders? So we decided to take a closer look. Now, according to the Turkish Cypriot Chamber of Commerce, in 2022, approximately 950,000 crossings occurred from the south to the north. Now, this brought in about 30 million euros to our economy. Now, yes, at first glance, that seems pretty significant, right? However, when we consider the overall economy of the TRNC, it's got a GDP of just over 4 billion euros. So that 30 million represents less than 1% of our total economy. So in other words, while this influx of visitors from the south, yes, it does contribute to some local fringe businesses, especially in retail and hospitality, it's actually a relatively small portion of our economic activity. So that's food for thought. Now, let's think about who might be benefiting more from these open borders. Now, we know that Greek Cypriots cross north in large numbers. They generally come to take advantage of lower prices on petrol, cigarettes, and other goods. Now, this not only saves them money, but also means that they're spending less in their own economy, which isn't a bad thing, right? Now, on the other hand, a lot fewer Turkish Cypriots actually cross south, and when they do, they often face these higher prices and they've got less economic incentives. So could it be that open borders are actually benefiting the Greek Cypriot economy more than our own? Now, given this scenario, don't you think it's worth considering adjustments to our own border policy? So what are our options? Okay, so let's consider a few of these possibilities. First off, how about enhanced border controls? I mean, we could implement stricter checks at the crossings. This doesn't mean closing the borders, but being more vigilant about who and what is coming through is sensible, especially in times of heightened security in the Middle East. I think it makes more sense to help us curb any potential security or criminal activity. In the past, when I've crossed over to the Greek side, I've had my bags opened, pretty much been harassed and questioned by these Greek border police. Now, if the Greeks can be extra vigilant, why can't we? Now, our favorite idea are visa fees. So introducing a small visa fee. For example, €5, only for Greek Cypriot visitors from the south. Now, that might help us to regulate the flow and generate some extra revenue. Now, I think a system maybe of passports only. So maybe a TRNC stamp in their passports would actually be positive. It would be a way for us to assert maybe our own sovereignty. Now, another idea is selective closures or perhaps limited hours. And maybe we don't need all the crossings open all the time. So adjusting operating hours or maybe temporarily closing some points might address some specific concerns. Now, another idea floated is to maintain the status quo, but just improve on the infrastructure. Now, according to some, perhaps that's the best approach, just to keep things as they are, but invest in better training and resources for our border police. Now, this will just help to enhance efficiency and overall security. Yes, each option does have its pros and its cons. And no, it's not going to be an easy decision. But this idea to introduce a nominal €5 visa fee only for Greek Cypriots from the south, in our opinion, we think this would work. We think it's definitely in our interest, don't you? After all, lots of countries around the world manage their borders in a way that balances openness with their national interests. Now, some of you might worry that closing the borders or adding border fees could actually hurt our economy. But as we've seen, the financial contribution from Greeks crossing is actually relatively small compared to our overall economy. We understand Greek Cypriots might not be happy with these potential changes, suggesting that many will stop coming over and us Turks would ultimately be the ones who lose out. Well, if you really think about it, given that they're the ones crossing into our territory in greater numbers to benefit from our lower prices, it seems to me that they might feel the impact more than us. At the end of the day, they will still come across the border, regardless of a small €5 or €10 fee. Now look, this isn't about creating division, but it's about ensuring fairness and mutual respect. Now look, if other European countries are reconsidering their border policies to protect their interests, shouldn't we be open to doing the same? So what are your thoughts? Do you think that introducing visa fees or maybe adjusting our border policies is a good idea? How do you see it impacting our people in the TRNC? If you found this discussion helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more insights on topics that matter to us in the TRNC. Please remember to visit our website, TCExist.com, and if you haven't already, join our Facebook group to engage with other Turkish Cypriots today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, ne mutlu Türk'üm diyene.